legislation, Planned Parenthood is not mentioned.
Thank you, I realize that. But I mean, can we just call it what it is? It's targeting Planned Parenthood.
No.
Okay.
You're not in it. You're not in it.
Well, it would affect us very greatly. So even if it doesn't say Planned Parenthood, it would affect us greatly and deeply, and it would affect all of your constituents.
Again, you're not in it. You're not in it. And that's misnomer. You call it something, and it's not. This continues that assertion. This is Planned Parenthood legislation. That's higher law. The legislation is clear. Congress has made the same ruling promoting elected authority in the elected. I just want to be clear that in this legislation, there is no name of Planned Parenthood.
Mr. Chair, may I ask a question?
To the chair.
Thank you. So even if we're not named in the legislation, are you then denying that this doesn't affect us?
Mr. Chairman, I'm not hearing any questions about it.
No, I just need clarification. I'm not sure.
Look at the script. This is not, this here, understand. But the other side of that is, what I'm saying is it's not in here.
Okay.
That's a fact. Now, what it does is based on who's involved. And there may be some other things. But to stand and continue to operate the legislation that gave Planned Parenthood, it would have been in the caption, in the language, in some place.
Thank you.
You get Representative Boyd.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this is unorthodox, since this
That's unorthodox. Already, so let's try to keep it. All questions need to be asked in those three.
right. Since both sponsors have spoken to the bill that we're talking about, can I ask, can a legislator ask a question?
Let's continue with this right now. Let's keep the questions there. You have, Lieutenant Boyd, you have questions?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Okay. You're going to ask.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So understanding the difference of your role and also the department that promotes and performs abortions within Planned Parenthood, have you advocated or has there been a discussion at any level in Planned Parenthood about perhaps discontinuing the offer of abortions, which is, from my reading, anywhere between 3 and 12% of what Planned Parenthood does, for the sake of perhaps preserving the state and federal funds? Because, I mean, at least I can only speak for myself as a legislator, but I don't think we would have this bill if Planned Parenthood would stop providing abortions.
In my role as Director of Education and Outreach, no, I haven't discussed that sort of strategy. What I can tell you is that Planned Parenthood, we're proud of all of our healthcare services, and we think they're all needed for healthy communities, but to answer your question directly, no.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your testimony. In the discussion of use of certain funds administered by the Ohio Department of Health not affecting the total amount of funds available for distribution, I guess my question would be to you, since you were speaking not in feelings but facts. If the Planned Parenthood does not exist in Ohio House District 50, where I represent men and women alike, does that not then mean that there would be additional points of access and dollars for distribution for purposes of services in my district if this bill passes?
I'm not entirely sure. Again, I can speak to what I know, which is for where we are in the state, we're heavily utilized. Planned Parenthood is often located in locations that are strategically placed for those who have barriers to care. And while I certainly understand what you mean about the constituents in your district, I mean, what if they move? What if they move around Ohio?
response. So does Planned Parenthood have an interest in serving communities such as mine? Or should my focus as a legislator remain on providing points of access for my constituents where they can receive these funds in a fair way?
What I can tell you is that, I guess I think your focus should be on Planned Parenthood and providing access to Planned Parenthood, because we're all in this together as the state of Ohio. So I understand that you have specific people to represent. I can't tell you how to think, but what I can tell you is that Planned Parenthood has historically grown, and while it's not in my wheelhouse to discuss our strategy, where else you might open a health center in your state, it's or in your district, it's always a possibility.
Chairman Boyce.
Thank you, Chair. Ms. Novak, I just want clarification on your background and qualifications from a medical standpoint. I know that there have been a number of questions posed to you that reference medical terminology. And so the first question would be to talk about your background as it relates to your qualifications to be able to talk medical terminology. But two, I noticed that there are a number of other Planned Parenthood representatives that are either speaking or submitting testimony. Would any of them be on the qualified side to discuss medical terminology and sort of the more technical parts of some of the services that are offered?
Sure, thank you. So to your first question, my background, I have a degree in journalism from Ohio Wesleyan University. I started at Planned Parenthood answering the phones, and then grew into through our departments and into education. So my qualifications through numerous trainings and continuing education is as a professional provider of comprehensive sexual health care. Anything I have said about our terminology is public record, available on our website. So if the terminology is unfamiliar, I would ask anyone to look through our information. And then as to your second question, most of my colleagues here today, we are here to talk about education and outreach as this legislation would affect our programs. So while I'm happy to communicate after today with anyone from our medical services side, that's really not what we came here to talk about. Okay.
Very good. We'll go to you in the House.
Thank you. To the speaker, Ms. Novak, and thank you for coming. And one of the legislators indicated that it shouldn't be the position of Planned Parenthood to promote or share the option of abortion. Or just clarification, I think, to the understanding, is abortion a legal option